So they were living on Tinos, and you were
Very young, very young.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So can you tell me a story about when you were a child?
Really, did I tell you?
No. Can you tell me a story about when you were a child
Yeah, no, I will not tell you any
in
kind of
Greece?
story
Why
because
not?
they are useless.
No, but I want to know what they are. They're
Because
not useless.
when I was very young, then I was going to a high school on the island of Tinos, okay?
Mhm.
And then for a whole year, really, I had to take classes in Greek. But after a while, of course, I went to Athens, Greece, and then I had to take classes in Latin, in um, French, because I attended a school called Lycée Léonin, and then, of course, I had to learn Latin, French, because they teach French, ancient Greek, and then some other classical stuff. Nothing. I'm weird. I'm weird.
Well, no, it's fine. So, do you have any stories about when you were a child that you can think about?
Yeah, but
Anything that's funny
no,
or interesting?
nothing funny. No, because on the island of Tinos, nothing was funny.
Nothing. Why? Why was nothing funny?
Because it was a very difficult island.
Why?
Very difficult because it was controlled by Venetians, the Venetian Empire. And then, of course, from 1380 to 1725, the Venetians were there, but then the Turks got rid of the Venetians. What do you expect?
Yeah, but why was Tinos difficult for you? Because you were there well after the
Yeah,
Venetians.
because Tinos really became a mixed island because 50% were Catholic and 50% were Orthodox.
Okay.
Who cares?
Well, why was that tough?
It was tough because I was expecting the island of Tinos to be Catholic, but it turned half and half.
Oh, okay.
What can you do? What can you do?
So, do you have any story? What do you remember about high school?
My high school, I prefer not to remember anything.
Why?
Because it was a useless high school. Okay?
Why was it useless?
Because they were teaching to me in Greek. Who cares?
No, but you got to remember something about high school. Do you remember anything?
Yes, of course. I got some friends.
Okay, well, tell me about your friends in high school.
Oh, we were going together to eat outside and then to drink things. And then, of course, because after a while, of course, I had to serve in my military. And then I was, every month, I was receiving 200 cigarettes, but I didn't drink, I didn't smoke. I gave them to my friends, okay?
Why'd you receive 200 cigarettes?
Because this is what they were giving to every person.
In the military?
Yes.
That's so interesting. How old were you when you were in the military?
27.
27?
Yes.
So what did you do? But you graduated high school well before that.
I was having some problems with my military, okay? And then after a while, of course, they told me try to take some classes, okay? Well, I did take some classes.
All right. Well, how old were you when you graduated high school?
I was 19 years old.
Okay. So what did you do from 19 to 27?
I started really working in a French place, okay? They call it Péchinet, which is, of course, a big French company that was producing alumina and aluminum.
Now, this was after high school?
Yes.
I thought you did that after college.
No, before college.
Oh, okay. And then, so when did you go to University of Rome? How old were you?
The University of Rome, I was 25 or something like that. Yes.
So after University of Rome, you went to the military?
Yes. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So high school and then University of Rome, then the military?
Yeah, and after that, after the University of Rome, then I went to to Penn State University.
What did you do after you graduated from the University of Rome? What did you do after you got out of the University of Rome?
Nothing.
Well, you had a degree, right? Didn't
Yes,
you do
I
something
have a
with
degree,
it?
but who cares?
But what did you do with your degree from the University of Rome?
I
once you
tried really
graduated?
to use it, but I had a degree which was very theoretical, so nobody accepted me. Yes.
Oh, you tried to get a job, and
Yes, yes.
oh, and you couldn't get a job.
No,
Why not?
because I was a theoretician, not practical.
What was your
But
degree in?
My degree was mining engineering.
Isn't that practical?
Not very practical because the first kind of job I got, I went to an underground coal mine,
Yeah.
okay, and then I would go in the morning, very clean, very white, and then when I was getting out, I was very dirty, full of soot. Then I decided enough.
So you did get a job after
Yes, of
University
course,
of Rome.
but I didn't like it.
How long were you at that job?
6 months.
That's it?
Yes, because I wanted, I made a demand really to go to American universities, and then Penn State University accepted me. So for that reason, after a while, instead of Rome, I went to Penn State University. Penn State.
Penn State. So you did not use your mining engineering degree for long.
No, because it was some kind of a knowledge that I didn't want really to use. Because, you know, my experience is you go into coal mine and then you are clean. When you get out, you are full of soot. So I prefer not to repeat it. Not to repeat it. Please try not to repeat it too.
Yeah, so I won't. That's funny. So, okay, so after high school, you graduated high school at 19. Did you go to the University of Rome right away?
Yes.
Okay, so right away to the University of Rome.
I went to the university with two other friends. Okay.
Oh, who were the friends?
One of them is Antonio Farinola, and the other one is Dennis. Okay. But my only specialty was mining engineering. The specialty of the other people was different.
What'd they do?
They were studying some basic stuff.
So you don't remember really?
No, I don't remember because I didn't want to listen to them.
Why not?
Because you were friends, but I had a degree that was very unusual, and I didn't appreciate it very much. And the other people really got a degree, they appreciated very much, and then they started working. That was the difference.
Do you wish you had stayed with mining engineering? Oh,
No.
here's your pulp. All right, here's your pulp. We can pick that up later, Dado.
Yeah.